Breathe better and sleep deeper with the Levoit Classic 160 Top Fill Humidifier. Don't wait. Check out the link in the video description to get your Levoit Top Fill Humidifier on Amazon today and enjoy a healthier, more comfortable home.
We've got breaking news coming in from the Middle East, folks. The Israel-Hamas ceasefire deal has finally been finalized, and we're here to break it down for you. According to sources close to the negotiations, Israel's Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has confirmed that agreements have been reached on a deal for the release of hostages held in Gaza. This comes after days of tension and bloodshed, with Hamas accusing Israel of trying to renege on their end of the bargain. The ceasefire agreement was announced earlier this week, but it seemed like things were backpedaling when Netanyahu suggested that there was a last-minute crisis with Hamas delaying the deal's approval. However, after some tense negotiations and phone calls between Netanyahu and US President Biden, it appears that the parties have reached an understanding. Now, we know that this ceasefire deal is fragile, and there are still many details to be ironed out. But here's what we do know. Israel's military has increased its attacks in Gaza, which has raised concerns about whether the ceasefire will hold. And with none of the hostages expected to be released for several days, it's clear that this deal is far from a done deal. I'm joined now by Sarah, our Middle East correspondent, who's been following this story closely. Sarah, what can you tell us about the conditions under which this deal was reached? Sarah, well, according to sources, there were some significant concessions made by Hamas in order to secure the release of the hostages. But let me tell you, folks, it's going to be a long and complicated process to get these hostages safely out of Gaza. It's not just about getting them out of Gaza. It's also about addressing the underlying issues that led to this conflict in the first place. And as I mentioned earlier, there are still many details to be ironed out before we can truly say that this ceasefire is holding. Now, let's go live to our Israel Attack Alert Twitter feed, where our team has been tracking the latest developments on the ground. We've got some disturbing footage coming in from Gaza City, where Israeli forces have reportedly fired on a group of civilians. As you can see, folks, this isn't just about hostages. It's about a full-blown conflict that's going to require some serious diplomatic efforts to resolve. And let me tell you, it's not looking easy. But despite all the challenges ahead, there are still many people in Gaza who are celebrating the news of the ceasefire deal. One little boy who spoke to our team earlier today summed up the mood perfectly. We're going home. That's right, folks. For these families, this is a new chance at life, a new hope for survival. And as we go forward with this ceasefire, let's keep an eye on things and make sure that it holds. Stay tuned for further updates on this developing story. And don't forget to like and subscribe to Israel Attack Alert for the latest news from the Middle East. We'll be back after these messages.